I can't remember to forget you.
After the flood, you made a mini documentary that you put up on YouTube, and this got almost 100,000 hits. Can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, I'm a photographer and a videographer. By nature, I document. And so I did. I took my cameras with me, and during the volunteer efforts, if a situation arose where I felt like the people were comfortable enough, or I felt comfortable enough with the people to ask them to share their story, I did, and many of them were gracious enough to share it. At the time that I did it, it was really raw. I was very emotional. I wasn't really thinking about how I was putting it together, other than I was trying to get help for these people and funds to organizations like Hands on Nashville, and I love what you've done with it. Thank you so much for what you've done with it. I think you've done an excellent job, and I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
And then what's the sad part, flood insurance is only going to pay for 4 feet of your damages, and look how much damage I have all the way up.
Wow. So your entire home was underwater?
I don't know how much they documented, but one of our neighbors came down the street on Monday and said that he could only see, we have a 12-foot carport, he could only see about 2 inches of our carport.
Wow.
Just have to start all over again. Well, the main thing, we're alive. Fireman comes by to see me every day and see, because I wouldn't go with him, and I said, no, I'm not going. He said, you're going right now. I said, no, I'm not going. You go across the street and get her, get Ruth Byron and Sebastian the cat first, and then I will go with you.
You actually went and spoke to a number of the people that were affected by the flood, and some of this footage is extremely moving. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's hard a little bit to revisit that time because it was very emotional, and most of the footage that I shot that you've used are all neighbors from one specific neighborhood in Inglewood, the street's Berwick Trail. So if you take just like that one street and multiply it by 40 some odd counties, how many people were devastated by it, it's almost unimaginable to think that that many people needed help and still need help. It's so hard to describe to people what a flood is like, because it is not what you think or imagine. The water is filthy and leaves this rancid smell, and the debris that's left is not really mud, it's like an oil slick. Like you slip and you fall. One of the gentlemen that you're gonna use in the piece, where he walks through the house and talks about the flood water being up this high and that they brought him on a boat to rescue his cat. Seconds after I shot that poor man slipped and fell and cracked his head open on his front steps. It's just, what's hard for me is to think that not only did those people have to suffer then, that right now is when those people are really suffering, because all of the immediate help is gone. All of that, all of the neighbors coming by every day to cook and to make sure you're okay, and the volunteer stations, all of that is over. FEMA has left the city, and now these people are left to rebuild on their own. And it's hard to have gotten so close to these people and still watch them struggle.
Right.
The water was right at, I've got a picture actually, where the water was right at the threshold. And I was standing over on the road, and I put a pebble down at the edge of the water. And I was talking to a couple of guys, and 3 minutes later I looked down and the pebble was about that far back in the water, you know. And so it was just continuing to creep up, and it was just a really helpless feeling. You couldn't do anything, you know. You knew it was getting ready to go in,
right,
and you just had to just watch it, you know. But you know what, even with this kind of tragedy, what you find, I mean, you really start seeing the blessings. What a gift the people have been to come and just show up and pitch in and help. You know, it's been.
Stacie, we would like to thank you so very much for not only sharing your footage and your photographs, but your time to come here and actually tell us what you experienced firsthand.
Thank you.
And just give you an opportunity if you have any closing thoughts that you'd like to add.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. And again, thank you so much for what you've done with all the footage and the photographs. And I'm pleased and honored to see that continue on. I'm really excited that hopefully this will reach a lot of people, and those very people that are in this footage will get more of the help that they need and will be able to continue to rebuild their homes. You know, closing thoughts and statements. Folks, really, honestly, contact, if not here, if you have no ties to Nashville and don't care, that's fine. Find a local organization in your home. There are people all over your neighborhood that need your help. There are people down the street that need your help. There are people across the street that need your help. Contact those organizations. And if you want to help the folks here in Nashville who help themselves and help their neighbors, please contact organizations like Hands on Nashville. Go to their Facebook page. If you're concerned about where your money's going, every single day they put on their Facebook page photographs and lists of places where they need volunteers, how many volunteers they need, specific projects. There are organizations like that in your town. There are organizations like that here. Please do something. It's about more than just us.
I don't want to take from someone who needs it more. But at the end of the day, I keep telling my husband, we need it. And if we don't accept it, then those around us, I'm sorry, we're gonna put too much on our mom and our dad and our sister and our brother. A lot of people say the same thing. A guy at our daughter's school said, so many people keep saying, don't help us help that guy down the street. Don't help us help that lady across the street. But we all need it, and we all need to accept it, and we're in an amazing part of the country. And that's one of the big blessings that I think, you know, we need to count. And I think, if anything, this flood will make Nashville a bigger star than it already was.
If what you've seen here has inspired you to want to learn more or contribute in any way, there are a number of worthy organizations that can still use your help. For more information, please visit my website, www.debralyn.com.